Ihoa, bonsoir, Clay, good evening. It is very late here. I made a few videos and I didn't like them, so I'm going to make a very short one now. First of all, I want to wish anybody who's suffering at this time, whether you're in a war zone, whether your loved one is in a war zone, whether you're afraid you're going to be picked up by ICE, whether you're ill, whether a loved one belonging to you is ill, whatever is going on that is causing you suffering, I will send you good wishes and hopes and prayers that whatever the suffering is, you will be relieved quickly. And I chose Níl Saoi Gan Locht because I was listening to Rachel Gilmore, a delightful young Canadian journalist who posts on Substack, and she was interviewing a professor, Amino Mindranath, who's a professor on terrorism here. So the disturbing news was made that young Canadians, four of them, in the military were arrested, and they were trying to buy land, and they had an amazing stock of armaments, and um, they are of course members of this radicalized right wing movement. And my concern is, with who's behind this, because they had acquired a lot of arms, and where did they get the money? And I feel that these young men need to be rescued and restored and taught, and we particularly need to find out who it is that encouraged um, all these steps, and we need to address this. And most importantly, what I have to say is that to my Canadian friends who tell me they don't know why I'm so interested in US politics, and tell me they don't want to hear anything about Peter Thiel or Führer Trump or Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg, um, well, I would say think again, because where do you think these young Canadians were radicalized? Very likely it was online, and it was because there are these networks everywhere now, and they are very much linked to what the wonderful Carol Caldwelder calls the Silicon Valley oligarchy. And so, my Canadian friends who don't hear about it, I think you have to hear about it, because the same things are happening here. There is a debate going on in our parliament. I listen to the Ideas program, and there are elements of, the great big ugly bill being shoved uh, through the federal government of Canada right now. So everything's being very rushed, and there is a tendency, I think, in Canada that we can feel, rightly feel that um, Prime Minister Mark Carney does not show any of the signs of uh, sociopathy, Machiavellianism, sadism, narcissism that are so characteristic of people who are damaged in some way, and uh, people like Führer Trump. So so that is a good thing. But listening to some of the MPs who were recently elected horrified me. There's so much going on. I have to go back and listen to their tapes again. But there was a doctor, and oh my heavens, I was just really, really shocked at his very toxic, unreal, disturbing uh, sets of belief. So my point is that we were all members of the same massive dysfunctional family, and we humans are very complicated, and but we are, for the most part, capable of developing some degree of compassion and kindness and caring. And but what we seem to be very bad at the moment in modern times at being able to recognize babies and children and young people prone to um, to be, a antisocial, to and have the characteristics of sociopathy and Machiavellianism, sadism, and just being generally power power hungry. And so we're not immune in Canada. Everything is interrelated, and therefore I feel it's very important that we support the American resistance. And I will try to write and say more tomorrow, and I wish everybody um, calm and peace as much as possible. Thank you.